Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you a game called Taiyu. This game is named Taiyu after a legendary Chinese hero who saved his country from flooding by creating a system of waterways. In essence, this is an abstract game, but in my opinion the theme actually flows, no pun intended, flows in this game. So it's intended for 2 to 4 players, but in my opinion it's really a 2-player, and I'll explain in a little bit why I so think that way. And you got a bag here with chips that on your turn what you do, you just take one out and you place down. And the first chip that has been taken out has to be placed in the center. And I'll explain in a moment. You can place it in any way you want, and I'll explain in a moment exactly what it is. The idea of the game is, in a 2-player game, one player would sit on this side and has to connect waterways from the center towards this edge and towards that edge. The other player, who should sit here or can sit on the opposite way, but if he sits here or there, he will connect waterways to this edge and that edge. Now, let's imagine it's this player's turn. They start, so they grab the tile, and they probably would want to place the first tile this way. Now the next player grabs a tile, and they want to try and either divert this stream towards its sides or just extend it anyway. Now, next player again takes this tile that they come out, and what it can do, you can probably place, for example, a tile like that, trying to block. The other player would take a tile and place another one like that. I think you begin to get the idea. Let's say something like this. There is no restriction on how you can lay the tile as long as it's a legal move, which means you cannot place a tile like that where the waterway runs into a blank tile. So the game keeps on going this way until one of the 2 conditions happen. You run out of tiles in the bag, or there are no position to place a tile legally according to the game's rules. Now, this is not enough just to connect, let's say, waterways for this player along this edge and not here, because the scoring system, which is relatively clever in my opinion, works this way. As many connections that you have to this edge, for example, which can be, let's say, like this. This is considered one connection, or there's 2 connections here, something like that, as long as they are connected to the center. So in this case there would be 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and then you multiply it by any connections on the other side. So if you don't have any connections on the other side, that would be 3 times 0, your score is 0. If the more that you have on either side, on both sides, obviously the higher the score would be. Now, I don't know if on the video it's clear enough. I think it is. There are some dots here. Each edge has 4 dots. If you connect to such dot, each connection is considered 2 points. So that would be, in this case, 2 points plus 1, that would be 4 times whatever you got there. Now, as I mentioned, this is a game for 2 to 4 players, but in my opinion it's really only 2. A 3rd player will come and play as, I believe, as a saboteur. He needs basically to sabotage for both players to prevent them from succeeding in any way. And a 4-player game, which I guess can be a neat concept, is you play in teams. One person and another person, they are in team. One person and another person that are in a team. So that's really it about this game. Very simple rooms, very neat, quick. Even though this is plastic, I consider these tiles a good quality. There are some variants to this game. For example, instead of pulling tiles out of the bag, you can place them face down, and then you can pick up the tile on your turn from the stack that way. The one thing that is neat about that is that any tile that has 3 connections, meaning like one connection on an edge, on a different edge, is marked up with a different symbol in the center. Let me zoom on that, maybe you can see. Oh, no, let's try again. Can you see that? Maybe you can see, maybe not. Let's try one more time. Anyway, the center of that piece has some groove to it, so you can recognize it strategy-wise. You can pick it up, such pieces here, if you think that that might help you. So this is really basically the game. If you enjoyed watching the video, I appreciate if you like it. Subscription would be also great. And remember that sharing is caring. Thank you for watching.